I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video is a bit different. It's January 2022, and I thought let's do predictions for 2022 and what I think is going to happen. I tend to do my predictions every year anyway, but this year I thought I'd share them with you. So today's a little bit of a different video. So as you know, I specialize for skin of color. So my focus is always going to be on skin of color and what's happening for us. And things are shifting quite rapidly. Even the last 12 months, we've seen quite a big shift. And I think I know what's going to happen this year. So I'm so excited for this video and to share it with you. Don't forget, I am in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. So make sure when you subscribe, you hit that notification bell so you know that I'm here to answer your questions. I also tend to ask you a lot of questions behind the scenes on my Instagram, and you get to see more behind the scenes stuff. So I've got 2 accounts, Skincare by Dr. V and Dr. Vanita Rattan, and also on my TikTok, which is Dr. Vanita Rattan too. If you haven't downloaded your brand new free guide for 2022 skincare, please do. It's down below. You might have downloaded the previous one for last year, so please do download that too. All right, so if that sounds good to you, let's dive right in. Okay, starting with the first prediction. I think that our interest in makeup is going to continue to decline, and our interest in skincare is going to continue to rise as we spend more time at home. I think I only tend to put makeup on when, for example, if I'm doing, YouTube video filming day, or I'm doing a Zoom call. Those are basically my main 2 times that I tend to put makeup on. Whereas the rest of the time, I actually want to be free-faced, and I want my skin to breathe, and I want actives to be working on my skin. I think generally we're all spending more time at home and not going out as much as we were, pre-COVID. The pre-COVID life, it was basically, I know in the UK it was, 2 nights a week or 3 nights a week you're likely to be out, but now you're looking at more like once or twice a month. The ratios have changed, and so I think lifestyle has changed, actually, not just skincare, but also how much we're exercising, how healthy we're eating, how much education we're consuming when it comes to our health as well has really changed. Whereas I'd say 3 years ago, everyone was looking to see, how do you contour your face, how do you contour your eyes, how do you contour your lips, and now I think it's all about how do you have glowy skin, how do you not need makeup, how do you look flawless, and so there's been a slight shift in that. Do you agree? Write down below if you agree with me. My second prediction is that children and teenagers are going to become more interested in skincare because of TikTok. So there's something called Skin Talk, which is TikTok, but specifically for the skincare community, and we tend to know each other. But only a few short years ago, the reason I started my YouTube channel a couple of years ago was because everything was DIY, burning skins, burning faces. And so that's why I decided to educate and come on YouTube. And I'm doing the same thing on TikTok, where I'm trying to, the content's a bit different. It's a bit younger, it's a bit funnier, it's a bit more, tongue-in-cheek, not so serious, but hopefully getting the information across so that people who are 8 years old onwards can understand how to take care of their skin. And my son is into skincare. He's 5 years old, and this is completely different to how we grew up. Honestly, we didn't even wear sunscreen until we were 30, unless we were on holiday. That was the only time we wore sunscreen. Whereas now our kids wear sunscreen from 6 months old, and they have a skincare routine. They brush their teeth, they moisturize their face, they put their Vaseline on, they put their sunscreen on, and that is their morning routine. It's very, very different to how we were raised. So I think this great habit is going to mean that they're not going to age prematurely. They're not going to get melasma in their 30s like we started to get. I was starting to get early pigmentation here, like freckles, in my late 20s even. I think it's just a very healthy habit that is forming because of social media. My next prediction is how skincare is going to change for the family. So when we were growing up, for example, it'd be you have a tub of Nivea or a tub of Cera-Pep or a tub of Astral Cream or E45, and everyone would be dipping their fingers into that same tub, using it for their face, their feet. You know, there wasn't really much when it came to hygiene and there certainly wasn't any SPF 50. Whereas now I think what you're going to see is different moisturizers for the different people in the family, because actually what a baby can get away with, an adult can't get away with. They can have more comedogenic ingredients in their moisturizer, like Aveeno, for example. But actually, if we put that on our faces, we're likely to break out. And then teenagers are going to have different moisturizers, and then everyone's going to have sunscreen. So I think that even the habits of the family are going to change drastically this year. I've also noticed there's been a shift in people wanting to change their lifestyle to become more healthy. And it could be something that happens with age. I know that, you know, by 40, even our parents' generation, we're all buying, you know, Estee Lauder and trying to buy the latest anti-aging creams. I think it's become more holistic. With education, we realize it's not just the cream that you put on your face, it's actually things that you're taking internally. So for example, intermittent fasting, I think is going to be a lot more common, and everyone anyone that is aging is probably going to look at this as the first port of call, because intermittent fasting leads to autophagy, which is great for anti-aging for the whole body, not just your skin. And I do intermittent fasting. I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting. It's great specific for health as well, not just, you know, weight loss and keeping your weight under control, which becomes harder with age. I've noticed I'm now 38 years old, and I know that it was definitely easier for me to keep my body in shape in my 20s than it is when I'm turning 40. So intermittent fasting definitely helps me. People eating lower GI foods, so there's less insulin spikes. You're going to notice that because sugar is the #1 enemy, and we didn't really used to count how much sugar we were eating before, and now I think we're going to see more low GI foods in play. I also think that we're going to have more supplements. So for example, I make my own collagen supplement, which I basically drink every day, 8 grams of marine collagen plus all my vitamins. I think convenience and supplements are quite an easy way just to make sure you're getting all the nutrients that you need, especially if you're a busy mum and, you know, counting how many grams of protein you eat per day is really not part of one of the things you think about. This is just an easy way, something that you put into your routine that you just know you're getting what you want, but you can carry on with your life as well. I also know that this is a big area of interest because I get asked about this a lot. So on my channel, so basically me and my daughter's got her own channel, Sienna and Josh's Kids Fun, so my kids together, and she loves to bake and she loves to cook, and I've given her challenges to create healthy, delicious food and drinks and snacks for kids. So on those days, I'm also going to film healthy meals and snacks and recipes for anti-aging and for skincare. And that's something you guys have asked me a lot for. So I know that this is something that's going to just grow this year. My next prediction is that there has going to be more of a shift from let me put as much as I can on the face, you know, the more is better, to actually I need to strengthen my skin barrier and use anti-inflammatories. Now people are understanding that if you inflame skin of color, it leads to hyperpigmentation. But previously people were buying the 30% AHA, BHA from The Ordinary, burning their skins and then getting hyperpigmentation. I think now we are seeing this shift to actually we want a healthy skin barrier, we want to strengthen the skin barrier, and we want to use soothing ingredients. People are looking for things like panthenol, allantoin, aloe, rather than just let me put more acid on the skin. I think in 2022 you're going to see a rise in Korean skincare. As they improve their marketing, because actually their formulas are very good. They tend to use ingredients that we're not used to. So for example, we used to be scared of snail mucin, but now CosRx has got a snail mucin product which is excellent and is a bestseller. We can look at Glow Recipe. You may not have even realized that that product was Korean, but it is, and their marketing is definitely more appealing to the West, and because their formulas are good, they're going to improve. Before there was a language barrier, there was a feeling that it wasn't really for our skin, but now actually they've they've definitely improved their marketing messages, their packaging, so that it's only going to increase this year. My next prediction is that there's going to be a rise of knowledge on skincare actives. So previously, if you'd said to my 14-year-old cousin, you know, what's niacinamides, what's ceramides, what are peptides, she wouldn't have known. And now, you know, she's coming to me and be like, so which is the best ceramide cream? And I just think at 14 years old, this was never, ever a question that we would have asked, you know, me being, you know, 38 years old. And so actually you're going to notice now that our children are going to be much further ahead when it comes to skincare knowledge. And I also think this is going to be the year of retinaldehyde. And retinaldehyde is 11 times more effective than retinol. Retinol is an alcohol and it can be irritating. Retinaldehyde is a fantastic vitamin A, especially nanoactive. So basically when it's encapsulated, and I use that, for example, in my body oil, my body brightening oil that I make for my own skin, which I will make for you later on this year. But I put in retinaldehyde because I wanted a retinaldehyde oil that is just, oh, delicious. I think you're going to see an improvement actually in skincare formulas because something very unique has happened. With increased knowledge has meant that people are very vocal now with brands as to whether they want a product, whether they don't want a product, why they've put this ingredient in and why this thing is not in the therapeutic index. And actually I've seen a lot more reformulations happen in the last 12 months than ever before. And I think that's only going to carry on. So people, because of education, because you have the power to spend your money where you want to spend it, you can ask the difficult questions that you might not have known to even ask before. Companies can't really hide. They have to be transparent. They have to say, okay, so we've improved this formula, we've done this. And I do it myself. If I think that I can improve a formula, I will, you know, and sometimes even some of you will say, but Dr. V, why did you do that? And why did you not do this? And I'll rethink it, and I'll even think, actually, you know, maybe I do want to change the packaging on this. Maybe I do want to add retinaldehyde to this. So even me, and I'm the one that's educating, I'm also tweaking and improving my formulas, which means that so are all the other big companies. And last but not least, I think that we're going to see a big boom in skincare for skin of color. So as you know, I have launched this book, Skin Revolution, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and it's published by HarperCollins. It's probably one of the greatest achievements of my life. It really almost killed me. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. But oh wow, this is my love letter. But in here, I've put everything that an 8-year-old kid would want to know about, a doctor would want to know, a cosmetic formulator would want to know about, and a potential competitor would want to know about. And that's important for me. People creating more inclusive skincare is the reason I did this. It's the reason I have this channel. It's the reason for me educating and teaching everything that I know, so that we have more options. However, having said this, I've also seen it go wrong where marketing to skin of color, but actually having no ingredients for us, and is actually really made for Caucasian skin, but just stuck the word for darker skin on the cover. I've done a whole video on that too. So I will be keeping an eye to make sure that if anything says for skin of color, I'm going to make sure it actually is for us. And the ingredients are excellent. They're in the therapeutic index. They're NAF safe. And then I will highly recommend. And as you know, none of my products are ever sponsored. I'll never accept sponsorship. So you know what I'm telling you is correct. That's also important because I do know there's going to be a movement towards companies trying to get the brown pound, which is fine as long as the products are excellent. I do have very high standards when it comes to skin of color. Right, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Please hit that notification bell and I will see you in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of the video. Take care. Bye.